Imagine your happiness depended on you paying paparazzi to photograph you in public, and then suddenly you couldn't go out. So we're full on in the pandemic right now. In some countries, we're actually going through a turnaround. The United States of America is going through a process of reopening in phases and stages. And the United States of America is a world leader, and I think a lot of other countries will start following and reopening what they were doing in their places. But the United States of America is a lot more public than other places. Another thing that's a lot more public than other things that are similar when you're talking about people is celebrities. And to me, this is one of the earliest things I noticed and thought of in this whole process, and it has turned out to be right. Some celebrities have gone loony, more loony than before. I mean, with some of these people, despite what some people might say about them, I am more apathetic about them. They are people, they are human beings. I have thought this for a while. I can't really think of a time in the past where I thought, I want to be a celebrity. I want to be famous. I think one good example was with Dave Chappelle when he got super popular. He's very capable, very hard worker, seems to be liked in the industry by a lot of people. And at the height of the Chappelle show, he just disappeared. And people wondered, where is Dave Chappelle? Then supposedly he went to South Africa for some time and he just wanted to go somewhere where nobody actually knew his name and things like that. And I could relate to that. That seemed understandable. Imagine not being able to just walk down the street and just talk and just be around people. Yet on the inverse, when they were selling you something, they were walking down the street and talking to people and things like this. I have some experience with some celebrities. There's one particular here in Kenya who is a very famous news personality. He plays this kind of character. He is known as this one name person, and he has this variety show of sorts. He's very popular. I somehow got into contact with him for some time, and I was talking to him, and I'd meet him outside of his office and in this public coffee shop. So I'm sitting there talking to him, having a conversation with him, and he's just talking to me person to person as this potential business relationship that we're having. Then somebody notices him and comes in, and then you can see he has to switch the character on and go into character. And that to me just seemed uncomfortable. I don't think I would like to do that. There seems to be some fakery, some put on. You have to put, you can't just be yourself, you can't just be in public. And I know there is the transition. Some people get a lot of money for doing this, some people get a lot of wealth, some people really do want this. But going back to Dave Chappelle, if you know much about comics, comics seem to have a high level of suicides in the entertainment industry. And you look at what comedians have to do just going on the road, on the grind before they actually get famous, get popular. It is pretty tough. You spend years and years going to clubs all around the city, just living out of your car, living in worse situations. Pretty much every comedian has these long stories of these horrific stories that they laugh at, but I'm like, oh, that's some really rough stuff that you went through. And this happens to a lot of other celebrities. You go to a site like Crazy Days and Nights, or just think about the regular things you hear about celebrities and things like that. Think about what they actually know. Some of the horrific things they have to go through in order to get the position that they have and maintain it keeps in their mind. And then they say, look, I've done all these bad things, but I've gotten here. Now I have this money. Now I have a few good people in my life who are relying on me, who I help support. They also have that. They have families, they have loved ones, they have bills, they have things to care about. People might look and say, oh, they're millionaires. Why are they in their big mansions? But then in comparison, everyone in the United States of America has a much higher standard of life than everybody else in the world. So should people in the world look like, why do these Americans complain? They're living in New York City. How many people want to live in New York City? You're complaining that you're being in your house. You're saying that, oh, like we could go out. Oh, you're making these funny videos and things like this. You're talking. You should also just be quiet and be quiet at home and not even complain about your situation. Not even bring up anything. Not even talk about what's happening in the other world. How dare you talk about this? People don't say that. So with the celebrities, they just have that. So with some of them, I can relate that just on average, my life is more working from home. So with this whole quarantines, it didn't really change much. It changed the small percentage of my days, maybe the few hours of my days that I go out for daily walks, go to the store. That's what changed because there's some small effort there. And then after the pandemic, I'm still going to be maintaining my similar lifestyle. But with some people, specifically some of these celebrities, their lifestyles are very tied into there being groups of people going out, people wanting to be social. This whole essential work at times. How much do they actually consider themselves essential? How many of these people were surrounded by groups constantly of people telling them how awesome they were? Despite them personally not knowing they're that awesome. And then now you go spend time alone and you're like, oh my God, these people are not like, Tell me I'm awesome. What's going on? What's going on? And then seeing some of them, seeing some of these people being put on TV, like some of the news personalities and things like that, going on and just putting themselves out there with no makeup, no professional lighting, no audio, no editing, and just seeing how haggard some of them look. Some of them look like they just aged 15 years and things like that, under stress. And will they get their jobs back? Their jobs are highly dependent on people being social, people being out in public. Are people going to still see the same worth in them? Are they questioning the worth that they have in their lives and what they were doing? It's a tough situation for everyone out there. So I'm not saying you have to empathize and cry for them. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Speaking of Argentina, don't cry for me, and Evita, Madonna was one of the ones that went off. She went off quick, but she was already off. So some of these people, they went off the reservation. But she's been off the reservation for a while. She's been like shot off into space and being on some kind of space station that's revolving around the reservation. She doesn't even pay attention to it anymore. But joke aside, there are a lot of people who are doing a lot of things that did depend on them being out, and this has been tough for a lot of people. It's something that I'm trying to empathize with people more on this because not everyone was able to just switch to this other life. Some people have tough lives at home. Some people have a lot of positive things that they gain from being out and social that have really changed, and then there's the uncertainty of what's going to happen after this, and it's tough. Yeah, that's it for now. This part of my shorty series where I post small things on social media, then I expand on them in video form and try to start a conversation, see what you guys think. So what do you think with the celebrity situation? Did you notice this early? Were you laughing at celebrities in the past and then have you changed now? Were you thinking that, oh no, these guys are serious in the past, and then now you're laughing at them? Like they're doing this with the World Health Organization. They're doing some kind of celebrity-led concert and things like this, and they're raising money. I mean, Lady Gaga raised like $35 million for some kind of thing for the World Health Organization, so that's not bad. Some celebrities are giving money, and then people saying, "Oh, that's not enough. You're not doing." I'm like, "Hey, they're giving money. It's okay." Some celebrities are encouraging other people to give money, and they're like, "Oh, when do you give money? We're poor. Like you should give money too." Well, I mean, you can give money and still also encourage other people to give money. I guess maybe it's better to just give the money and say, "I've given money," then hopefully like inspire people to do it. But just seeing, I think also public relations people, are public relations people still working? Are they essential? Some of these things, we're seeing a lot of things being exposed, and that's to me one of the main positives of the situation. It's gotten a situation where people can relate things. It's a human societal Rosetta Stone where we can relate different things across society, across cultures, across classes, across times, across importance levels to this one thing, and then get a better idea to recalibrate how we're going to go back to actually living as a human species, as Earthlings. So like, share, and subscribe. There's merchandise on the screen right now. There's the Thomas Sowell 3. I think we're going to apply that to this situation. And these are the 3 questions that economist Thomas Sowell asks to people mostly on the left about economical issues. And I think it applies to other things in the world. I'll apply it to this celebrity situation right now. The first question is, compared to what? Whose life are you comparing these celebrities' life to? Yours? If their life supposedly has material goods X amount higher than yours, then if your life has material goods X amount higher than somebody else's, does that mean you're disqualified from having actual concerns and complaints and issues with things going on in the world? I don't think you'd allow that. At what cost? This is something that you actually should account to. At what cost? How many people's jobs will just come back after this? A lot of people's jobs will go. With these celebrities, a lot of them, their jobs might go. Some of the cost of some of these things, money does matter. If you lose a job that was paying you $100 a week, you might be able to replace that job with another $100 a week thing. And the feeling of it might be different. Now, I know it depends on your life, your lifestyle. Are you paying $100 a week to actually just live? But in some of the cases, these people have lost jobs of hundreds of thousands of dollars, of millions of dollars. Now, whether or not your actual personal life is okay, you have your home, you've bought your home, and you're living in some kind of comfort, the actual hit of losing $100 is going to be mentally different in general than losing $1,000,000. The actual hit of losing a job that says you're going to be working at this location for the next 6 months, and then in the next year you have these 2 other jobs lined up and things like that, you have projected that way, is mentally different than losing a situation where it's like, okay, I knew what I was going to do for the next week. I knew what I was going to do for the week after. Because in your mind already, you didn't have plans for 2 weeks because you only knew 2 weeks ahead. Some of these people have their life planned with these things for years ahead, and that loss is actually going to be there. then there is a social loss. We are social animals. With some of us, we are used to just interacting. Like me personally, I'm used to pretty much interacting with myself every day and going online and talking to some people, which I can still maintain. Some of these people, like it or not, whether it's positive or not, we're used to interacting with thousands of people a week. And then now it's no one or it's a few people. It's a tough situation mentally. The last question is, what solid proof do you have? What solid proof do you have that these people are just inhuman people and not just regular humans? Regular humans with flaws. You know, some people start saying, oh, celebrities, they need to be quiet. They're just regular humans. They're not allowed. Why are they talking about these things? Why are they acting so important? But at the same point, you're putting them in some kind of special class of people that, due to their behavior, due to their action, due to chance, have somehow put themselves in a location where they're not allowed to have regular human feelings. They're not allowed to have regular human opinions. You're saying, why are you putting yourself in a special class where you think what you're saying is important, yet you're saying they are in a special class where what they say is specifically not important? They shouldn't have those opinions. Now, I think that's a double standard there. So like, share, and subscribe. Links to the merchandise store where you can also find these Thomas Sowell 3 questions on many other things. See how you can apply these in your life. They've helped me out. Thomas Sowell has helped me out. He's a celebrity of sorts to me. I wonder how Dr. Sowell is doing at this time right now. He doesn't have a Twitter. I don't know. He's just kind of chilling at home, being Dr. Sowell, hopefully. He's also old. He's in the risk factor, people. So be safe, be clean, be okay, Dr. Thomas Sowell. Hopefully he can still be with us. I know he's retired from the public eye and things like that, but yeah, good guy. Okay, so that's it for now. Till next one, goodbye.